That is existence, is the part of life that we do automatically, merely just without thinking. And we all have that kind of life, true? You know, we test life very simple. We tend to put our fingers here and we check for the pulse. Or if you cannot find the pulse, then you go for what? You try to hear the heart or see if they are breathing. Now I'm gonna ask you to do an exercise. Lift up your left hand. Your left hand. You all have a left hand? Well, I want you to put these two fingers on your wrist here. Put it on your wrist. Now, can you feel anything? Yes or no? Yes. How many of you here can feel anything? Can I see your hands? What can you feel? Two. True? Congratulations, you're alive. You have not died. You are alive. And let me tell you, the only thing that the pulse guarantees is that you are alive. You have existence. The pulse, the breath, the heartbeat cannot guarantee that you have fullness of life. What is fullness of life? Fullness of life, friends, is the ability to love and be loved. The ability to enjoy life to the maximum. Fullness of life is the ability to have joy and peace and to be able to come home and put your feet up and relax and know that you have a secure life, that tomorrow is going to be a happy day. That's the way we define fullness of life, true? People, if they have a secure job, if they have a good car, if they've got a big bank account, we tend to define their life as fullness, good life, we say. Is it? You know, we still speak in two ways of life. We speak of life as life, and we speak of the good life. And you know how many human beings exhaust their existence looking for the good life? True? They spend all of the days they have on planet Earth searching for something they cannot find. True? And I'm sure that you too are doing it. I can bet everything I have to guarantee you that you are also looking for a good life. There is no human being that is just content to be alive and exist. True? Even I, one day was looking for the so-called good life. You know, friends, that to have a good life is so important that human beings are willing to end their existence if they have not been able to find good life. When people search and search and search and they cannot find, eventually they put their hands up and say, it's not worthwhile living. How many times have you been shocked by a friend or by a relative or even by a piece of news on television? You see an accident and you hear that the person that was part of the accident has become quadriplegic or has become so maimed that that person will no longer be able to live a good life. What is the thought that crosses your mind? If it happened to me, what? I'd rather die. Why? Because we judge our existence by the way we live our life. If we cannot achieve a meaningful life, if we cannot achieve fullness of existence, then we deem our life not worth living. And the whole argument of euthanasia is based on that. True? If people are in so much pain, if people are in so much agony, it is better for them to have the opportunity, the freedom to end up their life early because they don't have a life anymore. That's the concept that we carry of life. Let me show you something else. Come with me to the book of John, chapter 14 and verse 6. John chapter 14 and verse 6. In this text, God presents to us a completely different view of what life is. John chapter 14, and verse 6. We read the following text. It says, Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Notice what Jesus says to one of his apostles here. He says, I am, and then he mentions two things, and we are interested in that third phrase. I am the life. Dear friends, life according to the Scriptures, according to God, is not just a series of chemical processes, some electric reactions that are taking place within you that create life. No, friends. Life, according to the Scriptures, is a person. Did you hear that? Life is not something that happens when a sperm and an ovule get together. A sperm and an egg create a human being. No, friends, that's not life. Life is a person, and his name is Jesus. I want you to think of this, because this then puts a completely different meaning in the concept and idea of life. We usually see life as something that we must use and abuse in order to enjoy it. So that when we can come to our deathbed and we have our head on the pillow, then we can look back on our 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years of life and look back and say, man, I have enjoyed life. I have lived a good life. But according to the Scriptures, dear friends, life is not something that you have. Life is a person. And everyone and everything that is alive on planet Earth and in the rest of the universe is alive because of this person. In other words, friends, you owe your existence to Jesus. If there was no Jesus, there would be no you. As simple as that. Because Jesus is the great nucleus that keeps the universe together, and out of this great nucleus comes all the power to keep creation alive, including you. Is that different? Jesus says that a number of times in the Gospels. I'd like to show you another one. It's found in John chapter 11 and verse 25. John chapter 11 and verse 25. A number of times he repeats this truth, that he is the life, and that as outside of him, just simply there is no life. Notice what it says in John chapter 11 and verse 25. We read, Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he may die, yet he shall live. Those words are dynamite. But we are only going to concentrate on the part that where Jesus says, I am the life. What difference do you think it makes to your life? The fact that Jesus is your life. What difference will it make if you made this a reality to the way then you live your life? Because Jesus is not only your existence, out of him you draw every breath. Your heart beats because of Jesus. Your cells are alive because of Christ. In other words, it is Christ who keeps you alive. Your existence is owed to Him. What about your fullness of life then?